Hey everyone, welcome to West Coast Muscle Saws. I want to show you Steve's Husqvarna 61 chainsaw. He's had this saw since it was new back in the 80s. He loves the saw, and he lives quite a ways from me, and he took this to his local dealer, and they told him he needed a new carburetor and wasn't available, and sent him home. And he contacted me, and I told him I'd take a look at it. And the carburetor's fine. What I found was the seal right here was leaking. I did a pressure vac test. It popped right up, showed it was leaking. You can see the rubber is just loose in there. And some guys don't know proper technique for installing these, and I'll try to go over that real quick and show you what you do. We're going to take that oiler out of there. That's part of the crankcase, and the seal sits inside there. And I'll show you how to put it in as best I can, hopefully. There's no great secrets to the technique, and basically we're just going to push that seal out, and then we're going to push the new seal into the oiler housing. Got two little notches here where you can get some leverage on this. A little larger screwdriver. Pop the oiler out. It's going to be real dirty underneath here, and it is. And basically, this seal needs to come out. I'm going to press that out, and then we'll put it back in. There's no real secret to bumping that seal out. Basically, we're just going to bump it out. Just be careful, don't hit over in this area here. Go opposite that. And we got the seal out, and you can see it's just falling apart. That was his erratic running right there. We'll go to install that seal, and I'll show you how to do that. Wonder whose vice that is, whose RD. But anyway, housing, oil seal, and you're going to use your vise and gently press that into where it's flush, like that. Now you don't want it touching this gear. Spin that gear, make sure that everything turns freely. One thing we do want to make sure of is when we're installing this, we want to make sure there's a O-ring around this. Make sure it's in good shape. A lot of times these will get nicked. You should put a little bit of grease around that, a little bit of grease in here. Make sure that the little rubber washer is in place for your passage from the case to the bar pad. We'll get a shot of grease now. We're just going to grease that and put a little bit around the O-ring. There is a trick tool here. I don't know if they're still available or not, but you do need this sleeve. You can actually make these out of like some old microfiche film to wrap around that crank to help guide this seal in place. You don't want that little spring retainer in there to come loose. So that's what we're concerned with. The little sleeve in place. Slide it into place. Tighten it down, and we're just about ready to run. Remove the special tool, the little bushing. Thrust washer on. Oil gear. We'll go put the clutch back on, and we'll have this thing, give it a test run here in a minute. And I've reassembled the chainsaw, and we're going to give it a test run now, make sure that it runs right. All that's wrong with this, and of course, like I said, they missed it, but that's all right. Told him he needed a new carburetor, which, you know, carburetor's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Basically, you really need to get you a pressure vacuum tester and use it faithfully. That would have popped up instantly on the first go around if it would have been tested. But got him going. We'll fire it up and let you listen to it. There was the issue right there. Any questions? Here's that information.